This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, 10:30, consent. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning. This is the Mitchell County Board of Supervisors meeting. County Courthouse. Meeting's available by GoToMeeting also. There's an agenda in front of us. There is one correction you see on the agenda. Most of the votes is number 11, number 12. Not a biggie, but I'll accept the motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the corrected agenda.
Arthur makes a motion. Is there a second? Okay. Who did it? Brian did it? Okay. Brian seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Approved minutes of the September 12th and September 13th meetings. Any corrections needed? Otherwise, we can approve them.
Motion for the 12th and 13th meeting.
Makes a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mayor seconds. Any further discussion?
Roll call, Jim.
Aye.
Sydney.
Aye.
Mike.
Aye.
Mark.
Aye.
Todd.
Aye. Motion carries. County Attorney General discussion.
Pretty busy day, so I guess I don't have a lot, discuss right now. A couple things on the agenda I've worked on at one time or another. I'll be here. Any questions on those? I got, plenty of other things I'm working on. I'm happy to answer questions. I just know that this is kind of a busy day, and so I won't take too much time.
Any questions for the attorney? We're good?
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Approved sheriff report for August.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Chair.
So I have August fees for you that total $2,990.39.
Okay, I'll accept the motion to approve the sheriff's fees.
I'll make a motion.
Hartman makes a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mayor seconds. Any further discussion? Hearing none?
Roll call, Todd.
Aye.
Mark.
Aye.
Mike.
Aye.
Sydney.
Aye.
Jim.
Motion carries.
The only other thing I have is damage estimate on the truck we hit the year is $3,800, so that'll be going into be repaired as soon as the parts come in. Hopefully we can get parts now that they're all on strike.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Okay. Is it drivable then?
Still is, yeah. Yeah, we didn't lose headlamps or radiator or anything like that, but we'll get it fixed as soon as we can.
You're gonna use it until it can go in then? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
thank you much.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah, I had some complaints from up in Mona, and this might have to do with Rich too. There used to be a speed limit sign, they said, when you come in on the railroad tracks and go towards the west. It's not there. I don't know if it's in the ditch or what. Used to be a speed limit 25. They said everybody's just flying through there, even the school buses, so I don't know if we need to put one back. You know, Rich, if there was.
I'll check the inventory and see if there was one there.
Yes, yeah, or.
I mean, I think there is a speed limit in town.
Yeah, but there ain't no sign, so.
I'll check and see if,
As you come
I think
in,
there was 25 on that.
sounds like there should have been.
there should have been. It's
I'll
called,
check and see if
they told me it was in the north side of that
that was
Mona. Mona.
Yeah,
So it's 500th Street there and
Yeah.
Mona Drive, I guess it's 2 streets and one, But
So if you get complaints, they need to call our office, or I don't know about it.
okay, well, I just thought I'd bring it up to me.
Yeah, so just encourage these folks if it.
Oh, I'd encourage them
and if
folks
we
to
get
call.
complaints, yeah, just certainly listen to them like you did.
Oh, yeah, I did, yeah.
Address their concern.
I went up and looked.
Encourage them to call us too, otherwise I can't get up there and do anything about it.
Right,
I don't
right.
know.
and we had the sign inventory on our stuff, so let us know.
Okay, yeah, that's right. I thought I'd bring it up to,
Yeah.
today.
Okay.
Anything else? Okay, thank you much.
Yep, thank you guys.
Department head discussion. Department head discussion. Line.
I have a question.
Yes.
To the board. So, the comp board rep that represented the sheriff's office term was completed in July and no longer wants to serve. And the way the law now reads on setting a sheriff's salary, is it even necessary that I have a comp board rep now?
It depends on how the code reads, if the code reads it or not.
I don't think it states that I shall have.
Would that person have some input on the rest of the elected officials' salaries?
They certainly could, Mark, yeah. Just throwing it out, I haven't selected a new one yet, but
Because don't we have the choice not to have a comp board
Well,
next
that's what I was
year?
gonna say, I thought it was a choice. Now, you don't have to have a comp board.
I can look and see if you want. Some of that stuff changed
Yeah.
very recently.
Yes, I thought that was one of the changes.
It might, yeah, there is a change, and I knew it, but I forgot it because it's a new, but,
Yeah.
you know, if you want me to, I can look at that.
Yeah.
I'm interested now. They send myself a note, so I don't forget.
So bringing that up, you guys can remind me of the individual that was for the board. I think he moved to Floyd County. Did we replace him, or is he still, he's in Floyd County? I don't think he can represent us.
No.
So, I mean, we might be needing to look for somebody too. I don't think we selected anybody, did we? That I can remember.
Not this
Not
year
that I
unless you did
remember.
it in December.
I don't remember doing this.
I don't remember. I don't think we did.
So we might need to be looking into that too, as far as an individual. Because he sold his house in town and he moved just, well, straight south of town, but it's actually in Floyd County. That's something we might need to look into. Okay. Anything else?
I don't see any on mine.
Okay. County engineer update. Spend more time walking up here than updating.
Not much, crews are out doing some concrete patching. It's really super dry yet. We try to blade what we can when we need to, but it's really dry. And I'm gonna do some, I know on Addison Avenue on the east side of the county, we've got some culverts we replaced a few years back that have settled quite a bit. And we'll need to get some asphalt patching back in there. I haven't driven it yet, but I understand they're pretty rough yet, so we'll try to get some patching done yet. I've got a patch over on 390th, 380th. That Euland was gonna do when they were in here, when they did our paving, and they're coming back to do some paving in Worth County yet, and they told me they'd try to get that patch over there before they leave for the season, so just some small asphalt patching to do, but closing out some projects and starting to work on next year's stuff, so.
That culvert they put on the Stacyville cement, they're gonna cement over that this year, or?
Oh, yeah, yep, they're out doing, that's the one on east of town, right? Or west of State, way up west of Statesville. The goal is to try to do that. They should, trying to get some settlement in before they patch it, but I know they're getting some of their stuff done first. We don't like having open rock in the wintertime.
Any wood on any trees
To
at your,
plant,
yeah,
I haven't talked to Mike yet, but I don't know if we'll get them yet this year, we're planning in the spring, but he and I were gonna sit down and talk about getting some.
she's pretty bare.
It's bare, you know, kind of sad looking out there.
I think they'll do better in the spring.
I don't know, sometimes you can plant them in the winter if you get a watering before the freeze, and now that water stays around that root ball, and when it starts thawing out, it gives them a good start too. So, yeah, I know he was gonna do some ordering, he was gonna contact me when he was gonna order trees, so get some back out there again.
As I said, go ahead.
I had somebody call me about a bridge on Cameo Avenue out west here. I think that's the one where that's leaned in.
Yeah, we're ordering pipe for that right now.
Okay, you are, okay.
Yeah, I had,
Concerned about the.
yeah, we went out and looked at it again and it moved substantially from last
Oh,
year,
it did,
so, yeah, we gotta get that done.
As a farmer, he said everybody uses that road. 'Cause
Mhm.
the next road, they gotta take their heads off or they can't get across the bridge.
Yep, we're getting,
They don't wanna take the head off.
I think they're ordering
Okay,
Poor farmers.
twin 72s or triple 72s to go in that.
okay, so yeah, okay, it's in the works.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's in the works.
Did somebody call you on it too?
No, we've been monitoring it.
Yeah, I told them, I said, you guys do inspections.
Yeah, it's been monitored and
You looked at
it
it.
moved quite a bit, so
The cameo.
down just north of 340th, I think, between 340th and 350th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good deal.
As soon as we get the pipe.
I know you called me a couple of years ago too.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now it's pretty dry.
So that would be a good time to do it.
Mhm.
I had a city council meeting last night and they wondered about, if you look out your office window to the south to the moat.
Mhm.
And, originally they wondered whose that fence line was.
Yeah.
We may have put it up when we built the shops, I don't recall, but they were wondering if they could spray that fence line. And I said, I just asked you, or didn't they?
Take it out for a while.
Yeah.
Really
And
makes
then
mowing easier.
there's 2 trees, and I don't remember the exact locations, but he said that every time they mow the moat, they have to swing out because of that tree. And they
Probably at the exit of those culverts in the ditch. I think there's some trees right by that outlet. That could be it. You,
I got the impression he said it was right outside the window, but at any rate.
I'll look.
Do you care if they cut those trees?
No, in fact, we cut them or they cut them, whatever, we don't mow it, they're the ones that mow it, but I noticed the ones on the outlet of the culverts that are just little scrub things that are sitting there, they're probably not mowing that close to it. But
Yeah, I think he said this was a cedar tree, a fairly, not huge
Oh,
one, but
okay. Yeah, I don't look out that window very often.
I don't recall, but you don't care if they cut them.
No, I
Don't
don't.
spray it.
And, we need to spray it too, I don't know whose fence it is, like you said. Either way, it doesn't bother us at all.
All right. Anything else for the engineer? We are good, all right.
I just got a notification that conservation is online and would like to talk about department head, that's okay.
Okay, yeah,
3 minutes.
yeah,
Right?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
yeah.
Sorry about that. I'm down here at a conference and don't have good reception. So when you did the department head, I tried to say something, but it didn't go through. But we had our conservation board meeting last week. Big things that we had on the agenda is we hired Randall Construction. We selected them to do the repairs to the dam later this fall. That project's still on schedule for late October. And we selected Randall Construction to move forward with the repairs on that. We looked at some quotes to do some upgrades at some sewer projects at the parks. We ended up choosing to move forward with doing a new septic installation at the pits and cabins up by Stacyville. And then the third thing that we had big on the topic was we did go into closed session as we began discussion on the possible purchase of Bennett Access or Two Poles Access, as the board is discussing with the Osage Conservation Club about maybe acquiring that property or seeing what we can do to firm up having control of the property as we have some grants in line with that. So that's kind of the big stuff going on with the conservation, what we had on our agenda last week. Does anybody have any questions?
Anything? I don't hear anything, so, sounds good, thank you.
All right. Well, thanks for letting me squeeze in. Appreciate it, everybody. Have a good day.
You too. Okay, we got 2 minutes. I think we're just gonna wait because those other things might be a little longer than the 2 minutes, so. Just take a little break, got a minute.
So if I may, Jim, just looking at the Alacona and compensation boards, it says shall be made up of.
Okay,
So, and it must be a resident of the county.
okay,
So that will affect you, and then I will move forward with seeking out a replacement.
very good, thanks for that, thank you.
You got 331,905 and 331,907 to do with that.
Good, that answers that, appreciate that.
Aaron, if you find out something different, if there's changes.
Okay, it's 8:45. There's a public hearing on vacating and conveying property in Little Cedar. So I'll open the public hearing at 8:45. We are now in the public hearing. Rachel, was notice of vacating and conveyance of the property published in the newspaper, and were copies available at the auditor's office?
Yes.
Okay. Has the board received any written or oral comments?
No.
No?
No.
None.
None here either. Any comments from the public attending the meeting? Nothing. Any discussion from the board about this? Okay, hear nothing, so I'll close the public hearing at 8:46. Okay. So we have a resolution, and it kind of describes the boundaries of all of this. So rather than describing it, I'll just read the resolution, and we'll approve this by resolution if the board so chooses to approve it. So resolution number 1193-23, resolution for vacating and conveying real estate in Mitchell County, Iowa. Whereas the Mitchell County Board of Supervisors have deemed that property in Mitchell County, Iowa is of no benefit to the public, and said property is more particularly described as follows. Vacated Western Avenue, 66 feet wide, running 366 feet long, along and extending past the west line of blocks 6 and 7 of Wolf's Addition to Little Cedar, Mitchell County, Iowa. And a strip of land 20 feet wide, running 200 feet along the south line of lots 3, 4, 5, and 6 in block 7 of Wolf's Addition to Little Cedar in Mitchell County, Iowa. Whereas the Mitchell County Board of Supervisors have received a request from a citizen, Steve Abbott, to purchase and or take title of the above described property, provided the county approves of the sale of said property. And whereas notice has been given to all adjacent landowners of the proposed vacated property, if applicable. And whereas notice of the proposed transaction of the above described property was duly published and a public hearing was held as provided by law, and at said meeting there were no objections. And whereas the Mitchell County Board of Supervisors has determined that it is in the best interest of the county to execute and complete the conveyance of the above described property to adjacent landowners pursuant to the request, specifically vacated Western Avenue, 66 feet wide, running 366 feet long, along and extending past the west line of blocks 6 and 7 of Wolf's Addition to Little Cedar, Mitchell County, Iowa, and a strip of land 20 feet wide, running 200 feet along the south line of lots 3, 4, 5, and 6 in block 7 of Wolf's Addition to Little Cedar, Mitchell County, Iowa. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mitchell County Board of Supervisors that the following is hereby vacated. And again, vacated Western Avenue, 66 feet wide, running 366 feet long, along and extending past the west line of blocks 6 and 7 of Wolf's Addition to Little Cedar, Mitchell County, Iowa, and a strip of land 20 feet wide, running 200 feet along the south line of lots 3, 4, 5, and 6 in block 7 of Wolf's Addition to Little Cedar, Mitchell County, Iowa. Now therefore be it fully resolved by the Mitchell County Board of Supervisors that the chairperson and the auditor are authorized to execute and deliver conveyance documents, preparing quitclaim deed, for example, if necessary, conveying the above described real estate as follows. To Dwayne Avenue, the north 196, the north 196, yes, the north 196 feet of the east half of vacated Western Avenue, 66 feet wide, running 366 feet long, along and extending past the west line of blocks 6 and 7 of Wolf's Addition to Little Cedar, Mitchell County, Iowa. To Steve Abbott, the north 196 feet of the the west half of vacated Western Avenue, 66 feet wide, running 366 feet long along the and extending past the west line of blocks 6 and 7 of Wolf Addition to Little Cedar, Mitchell County, Iowa. To Steve Abbott, the west half of the south 130 feet of vacated Western Avenue, 66 feet wide, running 366 feet long along and extending past the west line of blocks 6 and 7 of Wolf's Addition to Little Cedar, Mitchell County, Iowa. To Steve Abbott, the east half of the south 130 feet of vacated Western Avenue, 66 feet wide, running 366 feet long along and extending past the west line of blocks 6 and 7 of Wolf's Addition to Little Cedar, Mitchell County, Iowa. To Steve Abbott, the north half of a strip of land 20 feet wide, running 200 feet along the south line of lots 3, 4, 5, and 6 in block 7 of Wolf's Addition to Little Cedar, Mitchell County, Iowa. To Steve Abbott, the south half of a strip of land 20 feet wide, running 200 feet along the south line of lots 3, 4, 5, and 6 in block 7 of Wolf's Addition to Little Cedar, Mitchell County, Iowa, and shall deliver said documents to the above upon any and all conditions being met, including agreed upon legal and publication expenses. The chairperson and the auditor are fully authorized to execute any and all documents necessary to complete the conveyance of the above described real estate and to take all other acts as necessary to carry out the same. Be it further resolved by the Mitchell County Board of Supervisors that the chairperson and the auditor are hereby authorized and directed to execute any and all documents necessary to complete the conveyance of the above described real estate and to execute all of the documents and take all other actions to carry out the same. And if we approve it, it's passed and approved this 19th day of September 2023. So I will accept the motion.
Make a motion for resolution 1193-20.
Anderson has made a motion.
I'll second it.
Okay. Your motion and his second. Mayor seconded it. Any further discussion? Hearing none.
Roll call, Todd.
Aye.
Jim.
Aye.
Sydney. Aye. Mike.
Aye.
Mark.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. Discussion of possible action on change order request 6, revision 1. So this has to do with the fire marshal items that they required for our HVAC project. I'm going to read this. It's just easier to read it than to try to explain it. It has to do with instructions to contractor M1 revision 1 and then this change order request. The original design had the ventilation air from the corridors be fed through the ceiling cassettes. However, since the ceiling cassettes were too large to fit underneath the existing sheetrock protecting the corridor, part of the fire smoke barrier, we made the change to have the ventilation air ducted separately to ceiling diffusers so that they could be protected by ceiling radiation dampers and fully encase the ductless units in the corridor in the sheetrock above the ceiling to maintain the fire smoke resistance rating. It also covers the necessary relocation of existing conduit around those ductless mini-split sheetrock enclosures. The instruction to contractor also covers the addition of combination fire smoke dampeners for the secure area exit corridor per the state fire marshal's directive. This instruction to contractor was revised from the previous instruction to contractor M1 by removing some of the ductwork originally specified in the booking area to simplify ductwork and to do new duct penetration in the wall separating the work release classroom to the corridor rather than go through the expense of modifying the existing masonry chase in that area. This was a result of our field discussions and walkthroughs with Randy Boyd, who is the project manager with Casper Plumbing and Heating. All of these changes are a result of the State Fire Marshal Plan Review directives and existing field conditions that we could not see at the time of our walkthrough. So he gave submitted some numbers in regards to where we're at with things. I don't know if you guys got all of that. This is part of that email. So we've experienced at the very beginning of the project, there were 3 change orders that were made that were in benefit of us. The contractor wouldn't have had to have done that, but he did do that. And so we had a cost savings of $42,774 with those 3 change orders. Total change orders to date that we have incurred with the project that's including what we're looking at here, is $29,267.50. So we still have a savings of $13,506.50 from the original contract amount. This change authorization request is labeled CAR-6R1, and it's for the amount of $22,288.50. Are there any questions, or is there a motion to approve that?
Could I get the dollar amount again, please?
$22,288.50.
I'd move to make a motion.
Fran has made a motion. Let me get back on track here. Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Virgil seconds. Any further discussion?
I know you got the mercy of the fire marshal, but it's too bad they didn't look at this previously, you know. I mean, you do plans, all that should be figured in. But smoke dampers are kind of a normal thing nowadays in ventilation systems, so just about fell through the cracks, but it is what it is. You have the mercy of the fire marshal, I know that.
Any other discussion? Hearing none?
Roll call, Mark,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Sydney, Jim,
Aye.
Todd.
Aye.
Motion carries. Discussion on Carpenter Sewer. Last week, asked Rachel to put some things together in regards to where we're at with the Carpenter Sewer project, or Carpenter Sewer system.
So I gave you guys an updated timeline just from June when we started talking about them again. So I updated that with the August and September bills that have been paid and what they have sent their check. One big note from July to August, we haven't received the September payment. That usually comes next week. There was $1,500 more in that check in July than there was in August. So we'll see what the trend is when September comes. Their current fund balance, so their fund that they expense everything out of, so that's for their operator, for their loan payments, any supplies that are needed, and to the city clerk. That fund balance is $983.39. And their reserve account is at $15,648.38. That's up a little bit from last month because of the interest. There was $12 added to that. And I put on your desk this morning 2 things that I would just note. Last week, we paid the bill for S&H Environmental, the $2,000. That is from July yet, so we are still holding their bill from August. And then next week, we'll be receiving their bill for September as well, so that'll be $4,000 there. And we're holding a bill for Mike Weber for fixing 3 pumps And that bill is at $1,964.51.
Which we could pay Mike Weber out of the reserve if we,
So we're not supposed to pay out of the reserve, that's supposed to only be for the USDA payments.
okay.
And I did ask him about if we paid him like $300 to $400 every so often once we get it until we can meet the amount. He said, just wait until we have the total.
We got an email this morning. I think we were more or less just, let's see here. Okay. It was mainly, I believe, probably to Carpenter, but it was carbon copied to some people. And it was to me, Rachel and Mike Mayer got the carbon copy. I don't know why he selected those people, but that's what he did. It's from AJ Stone, and so, and the main address is to the city clerk of Carpenter. It says, good morning, everybody. I'm reaching out to let you know that we have installed 2 rebuilt pumps in the town over the last couple months. It gives the addresses. This leaves us with 1 rebuilt pump in town. He thinks Mike Weber has a couple of pumps that he's rebuilt. He'll be reaching out to him to find out about that. What he is wondering is if, would you like to purchase a couple of new pumps? If so, I will get some pricing for you. There are around 10 old pumps in the maintenance shed. I think 2 may be able to be rebuilt. Would you like me to get rid of the rest? Let me know if you have any questions or concerns. I'm thinking that's more for a city of Carpenter.
Yeah, I don't think you'd throw away any of their old pumps, because they might need a part off of.
Yeah, as I was saying, I think that's probably more of a city of Carpenter decision process, and I think he just included us for information purposes, so.
So they got it too. I don't see it here. Did it come in the county email, or does it say?
I just have your name, I don't know what he sent for an address.
I don't see it.
So I guess that's just information on that right now. Any other thoughts, comments about Carpenter Sewer, or?
I know they're working on a guy getting his license, and it's taking longer than expected. Everything does nowadays, and, so that's when they're gonna put up the reserve account, I guess, is when they get
So they haven't
their
paid
ducks in a
them.
row. Huh?
I just noticed they haven't paid that.
Yeah, when they get their guy set up, is when they're gonna set up their own, they'll take the whole thing over, hopefully. I don't know.
That'd be nice.
It would be
Yeah,
nice to know.
I know,
But it's interesting that we were told that they were gonna get us a check 2 months ago.
It was longer than that.
Yeah.
but then when they looked in the minutes, it was when they took it over. I guess I didn't hear that part.
Have you been notified of anything?
No. My one other comment on that Mike Weber bill, it is dated. I mean, bless his heart, but it was dated 6/29.
That's why I
We're
asked
almost
that.
3 months past on just that one.
There's no reason why that shouldn't be paid.
There ain't enough money in the account to pay everything, right?
Well, that's their, I'm sorry, but that's their responsibility to pay for
Right.
their system. I mean,
Yep.
can't help that, but,
Yeah.
so,
Are they getting the bills and the statements so they know this situation of their account?
But what do they want?
Well, the bills and the.
I mean, I can send them these bills directly.
Yeah, that's what they want. They wanted the bills, because they want to see where they're at. They want to know where they're at.
I can send
You know,
them.
and then they'll know they're in.
Will that change what they pay? Will
Well,
that make
they'll know
everyone
what kind of
pay?
shape they're in then,
Not good.
No, not good, but they need to know that too. They need to know what, because they've asked for all the financial stuff.
Well,
we
I've
sent.
sent them stuff like, was that last week or the week before, of everything that we've paid since January maybe it
Yeah,
was.
I mean, they need to know that they're in a negative.
so when they request something from you, you have sent it to them?
Yeah.
Okay, so to me, it's not your job to
I've done it.
send them stuff unless they request it. If they want it, by all means.
That's why I haven't sent them these bills, and I can send it to them, but is that gonna change any of their people actually paying?
Well, they'll, at least the council will know the status of their account.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they
Do that.
don't know.
I'll send them bills.
They might think there's a surplus there. They, I mean, they don't know if they don't know.
I would use caution at trying to think what they want. If they request something,
Then I
send it
yeah.
to them. Don't try to read into it as far as, I wonder if they want this, I wonder if they, I wouldn't play that game. Because I don't think that's your job.
Right.
That's my thought.
Mhm.
So if they want something, by all means, send it to them.
Okay.
Okay. Items of note, meetings attended, I think we're done with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, items of note, meetings attended. I had a city council meeting last night. Went through a number of different things. Sherry Penny was there. Is she on today? Can you see her?
She is.
Okay, so I'll talk a little, Sherry, if you want to jump in, by all means, you can explain a lot better than me, but, it was found out that she's dealing with this daycare thing that's going on throughout the county, and Mark talked about that briefly, I believe it was last week. And the match has to come from, private individuals, private businesses, in order for, or the funding has to come from them in order for the state to match that. Well, you can also do it, in the city of Osage approved a resolution last night where, because of Iowa Code 15A, economic development, and the city is going to do this, they can use TIF funds to help increase the amount of money that a business will contribute to this pool of money, and then the state will match that larger increase of money. Sherry, do you want to talk about that a little bit more differently or anything?
Sure, yeah. So the city of Osage really wanted to incentivize private investments because the only way we can get matching state dollars is from private investments, whether that comes from private citizens or private businesses. It cannot come from city and county dollars. So the question was asked to me, if a city wanted to incentivize businesses, could they do that and give directly to the business, so then the business can make one big pledge for their annual contribution? We checked with the state and the attorney general, and that was eligible. So the city of Osage passed last night that they will be incentivizing their businesses with a dollar-for-dollar match up to $10,000 to invest in a wage enhancement program for Mitchell County.
Sure.
How about the other cities in Mitchell County? St. Ansgar?
The hope is that the other cities will potentially follow suit, but we also know that St. Ansgar has given, their business community gave roughly $500,000 last summer for the expansion of their childcare at Wee Saints, because that was the need at the time. So I do foresee St. Ansgar businesses and Stacyville businesses all coming on board and investing in this opportunity. But this is kind of just phase one, and it's very much sped up because of these state dollars that we have the potential to match. This was a program that was going to be rolled out a little slower than this, but given that we have some state dollars to use, we're going to kind of get as much money in the pot that we can to get this rolling a little bit faster. So the money will be housed under MCEDC and their program. They will be in charge of the guidelines, the protocol, and kind of the criteria of the program, but it will affect all child care providers positively in Mitchell County.
Does that include private daycares, like in-home daycares?
Yep, it sure can. So that criteria will need to be established by the fund holder, which at this time is MCEDC. So I know that Director Backer has a coalition starting of childcare leaders in the area to kind of help set the guidelines and parameters of the program. We are modeling this program after Hamilton County. And Hamilton County has been doing this program going on 6 years. So they're gracious enough to share all of their documents and resources with us on the structure of their program, applications, rubrics, as well as Johnson County, who launched this program in March. So we have both communities examples of contracts and program outlines and criteria that we will be modeling it after, but making it the best fit for Mitchell County, because we are by no means Johnson County.
Yeah. So you said 6 years, so it's not a one-time deal. I thought it was like for 2 years, but it's gonna go beyond that probably.
Correct. These matching state dollars are just a one-time kind of incentive to get businesses to invest to get these projects up and started in these 12 identified communities. After
Okay.
that, we don't really want to count on state and county, state and federal dollars, because this is a program held at the county or city level. We want to see public and private investments in this. So there will be an ask coming to the county. But what this first year really is going to be about getting these matching funds from private investments and then potentially coming to the businesses again in 2025. But you are correct. This is not a one and done. This is an annual contribution. Besides the state funding, I cannot promise that will be an annual contribution.
Okay. Have you had pretty good feedback from the businesses?
We have, yeah. Speaking for just Mitchell County, I really have only had about 2 business meetings, and they have been very favorable. So the ask to the business community is $150 per employee per year. So that kind of gives the businesses a gauge as far as what the ask looks like. That is similar to what Johnson and Hamilton counties have done. So we're seeing really great success, I guess, would be the next thing. So the business community here in Mitchell County is very excited about this opportunity. I am going to be attending some one-on-one meetings with local industry leaders all across the county with Director Backer. And so I can let you know after these meetings in the next about a week or so.
Okay. That sounds like a good program.
It's worked very well in the 2 communities that have implemented it. It has made a very big difference in keeping, especially Hamilton County, after year 4, their child care centers were sitting at fully licensed capacity, and they actually still have outgrown one of the centers and need to add on, but staffing is no longer an issue. So that's really exciting news that we have, and I'm excited to share those metrics with businesses.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
As we were discussing that, Abby, the city clerk of Osage, sent me the resolution. I'm not going to read it, but it's just titled Resolution to Approve Financial Assistance to Businesses for Daycare Funding. And that's what they passed last night. So that's all I have for me.
I had the landfill meeting, went over budget and discussed our celebration this Saturday, 10 to 2 at the landfill. The pond will be open for fishing, the cattlemen will be grilling, and they will be doing tours of their facilities and everything out there. So bring your grandkids. That's it.
That's it. Well, I had a conservation board meeting, but I guess you went over that. Then I went to the county social service meeting, and there's a presentation on Prairie Ridge on, they're gonna be it's a ACT, it's a assertive community treatment. They're gonna be expanding into Mitchell County. It's for mental health stuff. So that was their big news, and they're just went over quite a few things, but that was the most important part.
I had a Heartland Insurance meeting. We had our annual seminar in the fall. We had 4 speakers came and gave a good presentation. Was it?
I had nothing.
Okay.
Clerk of court report. I did not print that, I have it on here, so if I have the wrong dollar amount, Rachel, let me know, I'm just read from what I had down here. Clerk of court report, in the amount of $2,711.71. Okay. It's a so noted item. Public comments, any comments from the public? Okay. Number 12, canvass the votes of the September 12th, 2023 Riceville School Special Election.
I'll do it here, it'll be pretty quick.
Okay.
There were no absentee votes, no ballots. So at Riceville, that was combined, the Riceville and the New Haven sites, for those Riceville, school district members. There was 2 public measures, public measure PF, yes, 76, no, 11. The total votes were 87, 0 overvotes, 0 undervotes. And public measure PG, there was 75 yes, 9 no's, for a total of 84 votes, 0 overvotes, 3 undervotes.
Yeah. Okay. I think we've covered everything, so meeting is adjourned.